Welcome. Body of Christ Real Talk. Super Saturday. This is Joseph Brownlee with some real talk about health talk. Let's get into this. Joseph Brownlee, welcome to the show. All right. Real talk, health talk. Let me just give you an update on myself as well. I'm doing pretty good on my new lifestyle of eating, the all meat diet. Now, let me be specific to the ones that's just tuning into this show. When I say all meat diet, that does not mean I'm eating every type of meat because it depends on each individual. When I say all meat, I'm talking about the meat that I consume or what others consume. And my diet regimen or my lifestyle type of eating now is very, very simple. It's so simple that most of the people cannot do what I do. Not because it cannot be done, it's because they would get bored. Because we live in a society that variety is key. Special tastes and variety is key in our American diet. And most Americans consume a lot of sugar and a lot of carbohydrates. Bad and good carbohydrates. A lot of ultra-processed bad food. Most all ultra-processed bad food is bad, period. All ultra franken food is bad. So the big chunk, close to the majority of Americans, maybe over 70% of Americans or even 80, consume ultra processed junk food that turns into sugar. Whether you consume gluten sugar by itself or just what turns into sugar. That's just a fact, scientific fact here in America. So when I say all meat diet, this is the diet that I eat for the ones that want to know, because some people ask me, what I do. And I don't have time to really explain it all to them because they cannot swallow. When I just say I just eat a lot of protein and eat a lot of fat, it takes more explanation for people to understand that, because the minute you say you eat a lot of protein, a lot of things like shakes and powders and stuff come to people's mind, because that's the trend in here in America and stuff when it mentions protein. Now, when I mention fat, what comes to people's mind is all kind of stuff, fatty type of, fat foods and stuff like that, or fat make you fat, or fat causes cholesterol, fat does this. It's always a negative, I believe, in people's mind when you mention consuming fat, because they don't understand the need for fat in a human body, because we have been told that fat is bad, And people never heard of eating fat could help you to lose fat, eating the good fats. Now you have the stereotype of where you hear fat is cookies, cakes, ice cream, potato chips, and those type of things. When people start eating a lot of fat, they think about fatty foods in that way, because that's how psyche we have been trained to understand what fats mean. But when I say the fats in meats, a lot of people don't understand that. They look at that the negative way because they think about the fat around them. That white gooey looking part that's called fat and stuff that we was told was bad for us. They cannot see that as helping you lose weight or getting better healthy and stuff like that. So you have to be very selective and careful. I myself, when I talk about protein and fats, what I consume. And what I consume daily is simple compared to a lot of other meat eaters, or what you will call carnivore eaters. Okay, carnivore meaning all meat, a person that eats nothing but meat. Okay. And I like to put emphasis on that. When I say all meat, I'm just talking about not every animal I eat. Every animal is not made to eat. That's my opinion. I don't eat every animal. Now, you look at an animal, you talk about dogs, cats, and rats and stuff. No. Other countries may do that. It might benefit them. I don't know why or how, but that ain't for me to judge. But I'm just saying I don't eat every type of meat. I don't think an animal eat every type of animal. Like a lion, for what I heard, lion don't really eat hyenas. They just kill hyenas and tear them apart for territorial purposes, not for nutritional values or eating. So lions don't eat every type of animal, especially hyenas. Hyenas are like an enemy to a lion. It's for territorial reasons why they get rid of high hitters and stuff like that. Now, wildebeest and stuff like other things may be different. So I want to be specific on that. I think a lot of so-called carnivore people need to be specific when they say they eat nothing but meat. Some people get really freaky. They freak out when they say, man, you eat every type of meat, raw, whatever. Like that. You got to be specific. No, I don't do raw meat. I don't do raw meat. I don't do none of that. Now, what I do consume is like beef, chicken, fish, and stuff like that, and eggs. My diet is so simple. The majority of my diet, believe it or not, is eggs and beef, ground beef, and some chicken once in a while, because if I can find some real chicken, all that fake stuff they got out there. But usually ground beef and eggs. I consume a lot of eggs. My average consumption of eggs is 6 to 10 eggs per day, large eggs. And the eggs that I do eat are usually uh, free range chicken or hen eggs. I don't have time to break that down what's the difference, but it is a better nutritional value and the type of eggs that you can consume in your body, you know. Now, that don't mean you don't eat pasteurized regular white eggs, which is good as well. If that's all you can afford, go for it. It's better than junk and all the other stuff. But if you can't afford it, even once in a while, from $6 to $9 per 12 case consumption, in the thing, I will go with free range or cage range when it comes to eggs. That's me, because I can afford that, because I'm not feeding a big family and stuff like that. It's just mainly, it's me. So I can afford with my budget to get the best nutritional eggs, for myself. So that's what I do, the brown eggs. And the difference between the look of an egg, unless they just tarnish it or tainted it, is the color of the eggs. The darker, like orangey color of the eggs, scientifically proven that it's more healthier, because we was growing up, we only see yellow yolk eggs, but yellow yolk eggs are not the best eggs. Not saying they're bad eggs, and they're still good for you. Any type of egg is good for you, but it's just more nutritional when you see that orange sun color of an egg that's a little more harder. Those are the type of eggs that I use. It's called free range eggs, but I'm not going to get into those eggs. So I eat a lot of eggs. A lot of eggs. Matter of fact, I'm going to eat some eggs today. Just eggs. And I consume a lot of ground beef. Now, the texture of the ground beef can be laid on fat. They have different textures. The texture of the comparison between the fat and the when it comes to beef. Some people like lean, and some people like fat. I like in between. So the majority of what I eat is probably 80% to 85% lean, and then you might have 20% to 15% fat on the burger. Many people didn't even know nothing about that, including myself, but there is ways that you get your ground beef. If you like a lot of fat, you might want to go 20, 80-20. If you like less fat, you might want to go less than that. Remember, it's usually more lean than fat. Some people like even 70-30. Which is good for when you're on the all-meat carnivore diet. But what I consume, mostly ground beef, fishes, some chicken, and stuff like that. But lately, it's mainly just been ground beef, man, and a lot of eggs. And you can't go wrong with eggs. I'm going to tell you that now. You cannot go wrong with eggs, no matter how you make them. Boiled, scrambled, poached, fried, sunny side up, or whatever. You cannot go wrong with eggs. And eggs are very budget friendly. But a lot of people can't do that for a long time because they're into variety. And I understand that. A lot of people cannot do an all meat or close to all meat diet because they like vegetables and fruits. There's nothing wrong with that. So that's why I say, when people say, help discipline me to just do what you're doing. Now, you may not want to do what I'm doing, because all I'm doing is eating a lot of meat and a lot of eggs. I eat a lot of butter. I don't consume no vegetables. I don't consume no fruits in my diet. That's called the carnivore diet. I'm not a strict carnivore. I'm not a lion diet. I do drink different type of liquids. I drink once in a while coffee, but I just took out the cream lately, so I add butter to my coffee, and I add a little salt to my coffee to give it a taste. And I do still use sweeteners. Most carnivores don't use sweeteners, and I still might drink a diet sugar-free drink, but mainly something called Zivia that's with stevia in it. and stuff like that. I still do that once in a while, but I'm slowing off on that because I'm saying that bothers my stomach. So the more you lose weight, the more you learn your body healthily, you understand what's not good for your stomach. Because what my biggest issue now is my gut. I have leaky gut. And so it's easy for my gut to get inflamed and gassed up and bloated because of the past bad eating that I've done in my past in my lifestyle. It just do not go away. It may for others. A lot of people have completely been delivered from leaky guts, and a lot of us have not. And I'm one of them. So I still have leaky gut problems. I still consume gas, but I'm eating decent. But it's going to take maybe over a year, even longer, for me to get a clear uh, healing of my gut. And I have to accept that because it didn't happen overnight the way I was eating. I cannot expect to be like everybody else and everything just went away. But I have had a lot of things that stopped. Like the chest pains, the acid reflux, a lot of sharp pains in my legs. I sleep as well as I have ever had since I was young. I get deeper dreamers now. My skin is cleared up and everything. As far as that, my vision is a little better, not better than like it can be. I'm more agile now. I'm more athletic now, stuff like that. So it's a lot of benefits since I've been, besides the losing the weight, and everything like that. So it's been a lot of positives, more pros than the cons being on this regimen of type of eating since I've been on it. But my point is, uh, I'm looking for a total health, not hell. Why do I keep saying hell? A total health overhaul. That means obesity, oral, vision, and everything. That's what I'm trying to do with my body at 59 years old. And I'm going to succeed if I stick with it. I don't plan on giving up. So it's a lot of holistic and natural things that I am doing now without any help of the doctor's advice. Far as what I eat and what I consume, because we are the masters of our own body now. We must, as men and women of God, take care of our own temple, the body of Christ. So therefore, that's what I do. So when I talk about an all-meat diet, I don't mean every meat. And what I do, I still consume certain things that other all-meaters or carnivore people would not do. What I do, that's what I mean. You don't really want to do what I do, but you want to do something to drop this weight and get in better health. That's why I recommend, first of all, the keto or ketogenic diet over the carnivore, not because it's better. It may be easier for you to get into because it has more variety of things that you can eat, including some little fruit at times. But it depends on your obesity. If you really want to drop some fast weight, and you want to go through the challenge, then I would recommend the carnivore diet. But besides that, I would still have a heads up for the keto diet for most people that want to lose weight. But it's still going to take willpower and discipline. It's still going to take willpower and discipline on your part. You're going to fall off sometimes you will not. I didn't fall off. So thank God for that, because I had a will. I've been on these diets before, so it wasn't hard for me to do this. But it's not for everybody. But if you want to, I would help you out with that. But my advice is, you have to have the discipline and the willpower, to change the way you eat. You will be eating good, but you may get bored because you're used to variety, you're used to sugar, you're used to carbohydrates. So that's why I recommend a keto diet, which you could be very successful at that as well. So these are things I'll be talking to for people that's interested in starting a low carb, high fat, high protein diet. you know, you know, leave a comment or just let me know and everything like that if you're interested in something like that. What's best for your body, because every diet does not fit all. So that's very important. So what I do may not be what you're doing again. It's something you may want to do. So I don't know that. God bless you all. Super Saturday, Real Talk Health Talk with Joseph Brown. And God bless you all. Peace out. Stay tuned for more info. Love you all.